Ian Arnold, bringthenoiseuk.com, here with Carmen Bird.
Hi.
How's it going?
Hi, Ian. Good.
How was last night? It was the first night of the tour with Monster Magnet.
It was rocking. It was fun.
Good turnout?
Good turnout, yeah. Totally
before that, you obviously played in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
How were them dates going for you?
They went well, too. Surprisingly well.
Really?
Yeah. We're always surprised.
Why the surprise?
there were people. It was, the shows were all packed, and that's, back in the old days when we played, that was be like a 25% chance of no one being there.
So you're very pleased with the turnout?
I'm very pleased, and it's like now we play well, except for last night because we're opening for another band.
Yeah,
it's the first time where we had someone be like, "When are you gonna sing?" So,
and talking of back in the days, how's it feel to be back?
Good. Feels really nice.
Good to be back on the road.
Yeah, and playing rock.
How comes the big break? Was it?
I had to deal with my own personal issues. They were all drug related mostly. Well, I mean, I had a lot of issues.
Yeah.
The big ones that kept me from being able to play music were drugs.
So now you're back on the road, back on the straight and narrow.
Yeah, I am.
So, was there any point where you thought you might not get back to this point?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. I didn't think we would get back to this point, honest to God, until February. Last February when me and Will all of a sudden talked.
Yeah.
Just slowly came about and we were able to speak to each other again. We hadn't even, not only had we not played, but Will and I had not spoken since our last gig.
So it's been a lot of reconciliation.
There has been. It's a lot of, looking at the future rather than concentrating on the past. Yeah. We all know what I did.
Yeah. So do you think being back on the road with your bandmates will keep you on that path almost?
Oh yeah. I've waited. I mean, I've put a lot of time in before I let myself play music again.
Yeah.
Like where I just got myself together. I spent a good 2 years just not drinking and doing any sort of drugs. So, and then I started doing music again. Yeah.
So it's music's your love, and now you.
It is. Well, it was when I
zone.
First started, and then you forget that because so many other things enter into it, and you just totally lose track of like, well, holy shit, I totally love playing music.
Yeah.
You start to not want to go to practice because it interferes with your time to smoke crack. Or you're leaving practice early because you need to go get crack.
So you've rediscovered your love.
Yes.
Cool. And with being back on the road, the DVD reunion tour.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we got that with us. It's kind of cool. There was a guy who sat through probably like 400 hours of like people. It was really cool because people from all over the world sent in footage.
Yeah.
And we were able to sift through it and find find a lot of things that we didn't know existed.
But someone had to sit through all of that.
One person did, and he amazing.
So it's a good team effort from fans and yourself.
It
make
really
the DVD. What spurred you to make the DVD?
I thought it might be time for us to start putting. I knew all that footage was out there, and I kept seeing it on YouTube and all these other things. And I was like some of it, and it wasn't that good, and I just thought, well, it would be nice if we had like a record, because we are really a live band.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of bands that be like, oh yeah, they're good live, but we're pretty good live, and I thought it was about time that we had something out there that just reflected it. So like there's some of the sound on the newer shows I thought was really well done. So you get like a really good idea.
Yeah. Blow people away with DVD
and then do that,
and then drag them down to the show and do it all over again.
Right.
New material. How's the writing going?
Good.
Have you got a few songs done?
Oh yeah. We've got like 3 that are totally recorded. They're not mixed yet. Then we're gonna go back and finish the record when we get back, and it sounds like us, it's like weird because like we wrote the first one, like we don't even gotten back together for like a week, and we wrote it, and I was just like, because I kept wondering, I was like, I wonder what we would sound like now, know? And then there it was, and I was like, oh, it sounds like. It's different, but it's still
true to you. So, talking of obviously the sound, how do you feel the scene has changed while you've been gone, and do you feel that you've sort of now you're
I like
back.
to kid myself and say that.
change.
Yeah, I like to kid myself and say that, like, well, they finally caught up to us.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they finally get it now. Like we probably should have just released Almost Heathen and then waited 7 years anyhow and then toured it. But that's just kidding myself. But it's gotten. It seems like there's more of a scene now for what we're doing. I mean, for instrumental especially. There's been so many bands after we stopped playing that were instrumental that came after that. I think it really is much more accepted now.
Did sometimes you look at those bands that were maybe getting all the hype and attention that drew you as
Like
influences and thought, hold on, we influenced you, you're now taking my spotlight, come here, give it back?
Oh, no, not at all.
No?
I'm happy. I just think like there's enough attention for everybody.
Yeah.
It's like when music's good, the more people that are good at it, then the more people become interested in it. Then it becomes a scene.
Yeah. Cool. And talking about the scene changing, how do you feel the industry itself has changed?
It's been crushed and crippled by the internet, which is interesting. And it got rid of a lot of, like, there's so many, because I live in Los Angeles now, so at first, like in 2004 and 5, I would just meet so many A&R people that'd be like, I'm the A&R guy for Virgin, and blah, 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 and I know this about music, and you'd be like, you would just listen to their opinions and be like, oh, you know nothing about music now. And now all those people are out of their jobs, so it's great. But the downside is we don't have, it used to just be get a record deal, let them plug you into the system and see, throw you against the wall, see what happens. Now it's like, are you checking your Facebook fans? Are you are you leaving blogs on MySpace? And MySpace is over now, so now it's like, okay, so like Facebook is where it's at, and then now you have the Twitter, and then like I can only imagine soon it will be the chip in the side of your head that follows you around to every gig that you have to keep going, hey, I'm over.
Yeah, it seems like bands almost have to expose themselves so much more to everyone, so you have to Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah.
Do you feel that maybe makes it more vulnerable for being in a band? You have to be such an open book almost.
Yeah, definitely. And people have way easier access to you. Everybody knows where you're at.
Yeah.
It's not all the time, so it's a lot.
Is it something you dislike about the state of the scene and industry at the moment?
Well, I just think it takes away from actually it being about music.
Yeah.
You'll have like more of the, I can't remember, there's this one band. I mean, there's a lot of bands out there that have gotten popular just from social networking sites. And not that, like, why does MySpace all of a sudden, like, well, it has like the power to convert 14-year-olds over to, buying even more good Charlotte records. So you're like, but it's not like there wouldn't be a record company that would have done that.
But it makes
they
it
had
a lot
the
easier.
foresight to like, be like, oh, let's do social networking as part of our record company.
Yeah, yeah. It's all a bit weird.
Well, it is.
But what are your plans for next year and for the future?
New record, a lot of touring.
A lot of touring.
That's it.
Yeah. Are you happier on the road than maybe in the studio, or is it just a bit of both?
No, we like both. It's just, it's nice to just get out there and do it, too. I mean, music really was meant to be played live.
Yeah.
But to make a good record is also an art form in itself. So. And
if talking of playing live, if you could grab a group of fans that have never heard your band before, what one song would you want to play to them live that you think would convert them instantly, make you God in their eyes?
I think 20 is pretty kick-ass for doing that. It usually makes people go like
jaw-dropping.
Yeah. So it's
awesome.
funny. Like back when we were in West Virginia, we would play that to like when people, we just lived in this little town and we started playing that song. I would see people just be like, especially the bands that had to play after us back when we would do that. So.
I imagine that it could leave them a bit worried about how they're going to top it.
So it's kind of fun.
Awesome. And final thing, any message to the fans that have stuck with you from the day?
The old fans?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's awesome. Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome. Ian Arnold, bringthenoiseuk.com, signing off.